Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 2 of the Sins of the Father and Misconceptions crossover event. If you haven't listened to episode 1, be sure to check it out on the Misconceptions page. We have a link in the description. We had a ton of fun recording these episodes, and things only get crazier from here. I won't keep you any longer. Let's dive into this special episode.
Dungeon Daddy. Take me there.
Oh yeah, you get ready for that. Get ready for that. I hate it.
It's his official title.
It is my official title. I need to change that in my Twitter bio to be Dungeon Daddy of the Sins of the Father podcast instead of DM.
You might be getting some different followers.
Yeah. You know, that's fine. I'll reach out to different demographics.
Yeah. A listener's a listener.
You got a point.
Twitter is a Wild West wasteland. Everything's fair.
We got all these new followers that really like leather.
Hi, I'm Bill, and you're listening to the Sins of the Father podcast.
So yeah, you're all standing in a sewer. 3 children and 3 strange adults just crossing paths. Yeah, Vartosh walked up.
Ah, thank God you've arrived. These 2 are murderers. Please arrest them.
How much shorter is he than me?
He is a child.
I don't think he's going to be that much shorter because he's actually kind of tall. He's 6 foot tall because of the way Dragonborn are.
How tall am I? How tall are owl people?
However tall you want to be.
It varies.
Don't look at me. Jackson's in charge now. I'm just a child.
Don't look at me.
David said you're a 5 foot tall owl, if I remember correctly.
So I'm taller.
I can't believe Vartesh is that tall.
Tall?
Fully grown Dragonborn are like 6'8".
So I am going to, normally if it was a child, I would look down at them. I'm going to flap my wings up so I'm over him and then look down on him.
Excellent.
What are you talking about?
You're one of the city guard, right?
It just sold us out. I turn and look at Rickett.
Why am I blue? What is this?
I don't see anything different.
I'm sorry. Where are we? And she turns to Esther and under her breath, where did I get these clothes?
You turn to Esther, who...
And why are you a bird?
Giant barn owl.
I've had these wings for a while. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, I don't know where you shop. Or why that's important right now.
Do you not see the difference?
Because I don't know that I look like an owl.
Yeah, I keep trying to think of mirrors I can bring in, we're in the sewer. I can't.
There's water, the reflection.
But it's not water. It's waste.
Hey, brown water shines.
And there's a light spell.
Esther, you are an owl, but not. But you are.
I think it's called Aarakocra.
Yes. A little timid wizard boy steps out from behind. Yes, Aarakocra are a bird people indigenous to the elemental plane of air. They were transported here many years ago. They have a rivalry with gargoyles. They hate each other.
Why are you telling her this?
Esther puts her feet back on the ground, and she's gonna walk over towards you and just like birds observe people, doing that.
My name is Ricky Covingdale, and I murder nobody.
I might have assisted, but that's not the point. I'm Evalia, and I'm concerned that you don't know what you are. Were you like raised by some goblins or something? Like, how do you not know that you're an Aarakocra?
How would you have never seen your own face before?
I have seen my face. She raises a hand to her face and realizes that it's feathered. Well, this is different.
That's your reaction.
She tries to like brush the feathers off, like it's something that got on her when she came through the thing, and it's like not coming off.
You're not one of the city guard, are you?
Oh yeah, that's right. You sold us out. I forgot.
I'm sorry, tiny children. Why are you in the sewer?
Why are you in the sewer?
Did y'all fall down the well too?
No, we climbed down here.
What well?
The well that was in the alley that led to the sewer.
No, what alley? No, this one, pointing at Evalia, and our other friend who, well, I don't know where he went, but they murdered someone, and so we had to run.
Did the music man send you?
Are you talking about my dad? Do you know Latalio?
I hope not. I'm sorry. Your dad is a music man?
Yeah, he's a bard like me. And I strum my lute.
Oh. And then Faye mutters under her breath, well, I suppose that the music man could be using a guitar. I always assumed he was using, like a flute or something in his brain, but... And she, just kind of starts pacing and talking to herself.
Do you know my father as well? His name is Rickard Covingdale. He is a genius in the field of arcana. He taught me everything I know.
No, little boy, we don't know your father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not all grown-ups know each other, Rickett.
I that makes sense.
Owen talks a lot.
Are you part of the Rat Pack?
We don't know what you're talking about.
Is it like a big ball of rats? I've seen that before. I don't think they call it that, though.
I genuinely hope not. Where have you seen a ball of rats?
Oh, around. This is probably a good spot to find some, actually.
I would
just
rather
look
not.
over, there's like a ball of rats rolling down the sewer.
This is a rat-infested sewer.
Like when they all live all together and then their tails get hooked together?
What?
You never seen that before? Oh, I see it all the time.
Do you?
The inn I work in has like a ton of them down in the bottom in where they keep all the barrels of mead. I mean, there's just a ton of them.
Remind me never to go eat there.
Oh no, the food's awful.
I can imagine so. Anyways, can we please get out of this filth?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Bill, I'm sorry. Are you calm right now?
Well, they're running for murder, and we are trying to get out of Dodge too, so I think At the very least, we should get out of this smelly sewer.
Okay, fair. And Faye turns towards Owl Esther and, like, flinches for a second and looks at Bill as well. Do not let these kids out of your sight. If they know anything about the Rat Pack, this is our chance.
Can we hear that? Can we hear that?
You can do a perception check.
Yeah. First roll of the D&D crossover.
Dirty 20.
13.
I also rolled a 13.
All three of you hear it.
I told you all I know about packs of rats. I don't know what else you want from me.
Oi! Bird brain, knife ear. Your friend here has it right. Let's go.
Faye is very overwhelmed by these children that are not children.
I mean, yeah, one of them's a humanoid dragon that's 6 feet tall.
He's 10 years old.
The other two are just actual children.
I don't know if you've been around preteens, but this is kind of on par.
Yes, 100%. Faye is also still very worried about her friend who is an owl. And the fact that that it is not per character, but Faye is the only one who's like, what is happening? And Bill and Esther are like, that's okay.
I was freaking out as I saw my blue skin, and then I felt up and I felt my cowboy hat, and all was well.
Rickett has his spell book. Bill has his cowboy hat.
Rickett has his big hat, too.
Ah, I do.
Well, hey, if we walk around Haravel with these guys, we could say that they captured us. Because they're grown-ups, and people believe grown-ups, don't they?
Well, that could work, but I have concerns.
I bet he always has concerns.
They might believe the bird, but the other two will not be welcome in the upper echelon.
They don't like blue skin people?
People of non-beast descent are lesser. They do not belong.
Oh, that's right. I think I remember the centaur telling me that.
So, little lizard man, are you saying I'm lesser than you?
Yes.
All right.
We should get out of the sewer and all go get some hot cocoa or tea.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. That would relax my nerves.
Okay.
We should go to my estate. I'm sure my mother will find a way to get me out of this.
I'm sorry. And Faye, like, drops her arms and just looks at Esther and Bill in complete confusion.
Look, he's rich. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. He sold us out to you guys. So just that's all you need to know about this guy.
I am Vartosh Kaltanieth. My family owns the Braithwaite Library, and we are some of the most influential and powerful people in the city. Trust me.
And the most annoying.
All right. Well, can you lead the way, Varnish? We'd really appreciate it.
Varnish. And she starts like jumping around, clapping her hands.
I glare at him. Vartosh. And first we need to find our way out of the sewers.
Do you not know the way out of the sewers?
I don't typically spend my time down here, no.
How about that ladder that's right there that leads to the top?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
They're after us, and we came down here and they didn't chase us down, so that's probably not a good sign, but if we go back up there, they'll grab us.
It seems like there's only one way to go then, because I remember Jackson saying there was really only one direction to travel.
The, narratively convenient wall, yes, that blocks one way.
Well then, let's go.
You could always go back up. Just saying. You never know. Remember how you guys got down into the sewers? You dove out of the building from the second floor and took the big chain.
That's
down
true. We did run
into
run
the
down.
sewer.
Okay. We could have done that all along, couldn't we have?
Imagine this whole city I had planned out.
He's not still bitter about it or anything.
I can try to see if anyone's there, at least. And I'll go turn around and the chain is there, I'm assuming.
Yes. And conveniently, it's moving in the opposite direction now.
Oh, okay. I grab onto it and I kind of just ride it up.
Yeah.
Are we sure they're not gonna be waiting for us?
As Vartosh is just slowly going up the chain.
Let's just see how he fares.
Alright. I'll carefully approach, as it approaches the top, I'm gonna how narrow is this chain?
In terms of size, it was, if I recall correctly, wide enough that two of you could be on the same link on either side of it when it went down.
Damn, boy, that chain is thick.
So if I sprawled out, could I hold myself up without holding the chain?
That's a thick ass chain.
These were the chains you saw running the elevators that went from the lower district to the upper district.
Yeah. Okay. So as it gets to the top, I'm gonna grab the top of the where the ground level is and spread my legs apart to try to stabilize myself and look over sneakily.
You look up and you see a bustling city street as no one seems to be on the look for you in your quick cursory glance, and in front of you is the large, garish Braithwaite Library with all its ornate architecture.
Awesome.
We could have done this all along and not scarred the children.
Yes. Yes. You took the dark route.
We did.
You took
okay.
the route that's leading to the bad end.
It made for great content. It's fine.
Yeah.
Alright. I will kind of lean my head down. The coast is clear. And I'm gonna pull myself out of it.
There's probably guards up there and he's gonna sell us out to him.
Yes, he did just try to sell us out to complete strangers just 5 minutes ago. How long have you been in Harreville?
What?
What? The city, Harreville. Have you been here long?
We're in the city. We've been in the city for a long time.
Yeah.
It is presumptuous to say that Harreville is the city. Vartesh should probably agree with you, but it is a large city. It's not the only one.
Why are you so nervous?
I live on a razor's edge.
He's just a nervous kid, I don't know.
Yes, we definitely, and she winks at Esther and Bill, have been to Harreville.
Insight check.
Inside, yeah.
Go for it.
You're a little jerk.
Rolled a 20.
If you want, you can still roll a deception check to lie to him.
Do I just roll a d20?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and what? Add your deception modifier.
But remember, you just have to roll a natural 20.
That's nothing serious. Just...
Yeah. So total. Let me see what his insight is. He is an investigative boy. Where's insight? Oh, and insight is wisdom.
Yeah, insight is wisdom.
Oh man, so it's just 20.
Feel good about this, guys. I got a 6.
Plus 2.
On a
my plus
D6,
two.
that's
Oh,
excellent.
good. So she says Hoisin.
Yeah. We have definitely been to Hoisin.
And your little murder mystery insight you've learned from your father, they are lying
Yes.
horribly.
Yeah, Rickett, squints his eyes. He said Haravel, not poison.
Of course. Hasn't everyone been to Haravel? Sometimes places are in our minds, and those are just as valid places.
I quickly turn to Evalia. These grown-ups are liars.
Vartosh sticks his head back down. Are you coming or not?
Patience is a virtue. Turn back. No, being someplace in your mind is not as valid as being the place physically.
I like to encourage everyone to be dreamers. She's looking at Esther and Bill while shaking her head confusedly.
Esther's gonna reach for the chain at this point and go up.
You just look at her for help as she just grabs onto the chain.
Yeah,
and
because
starts
anytime
going
Faye
up.
starts talking about dreaming, Esther's out.
Do you look at us the whole way since your neck can now go all the way around? You're drifting off on the chain.
While rolling your eyes.
Yep, all of it.
Beautiful.
The whole effect.
Okay, well, bird person's going, so I guess we're going too.
Wait! These people are being shifty.
This one's being shifty. I point at Faye.
Okay.
Bill gets on the chain. Just leaves the conversation. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, so he's just like, all right.
Okay, and Faye grabs a hold of the chain.
Yeah, that's right. Leave the kids in the sewer. That's a good idea. Go ahead, Rickett. I'll be behind you.
Seriously, nothing to do with these kids. What?
And everyone grabs the chain and goes
I
up.
guess Rickett grabs the chains grumpily and goes up.
It's that or you're in the sewer by yourself. So.
No, I know what happens out of character. Give me all these stars!
Oh god, Yabo's in there. He's gonna have to deal with it on his own.
He's somewhere.
Yeah, Yabo's fine.
That's right. Stay tuned for the one-shot, a solo quest with Yabo and Nunu.
Honestly, that'd be amazing.
And as each of you crest up to the streets above, you see that you are no longer in a city that was familiar to you. You're in a much more picturesque fantasy-style city from any of the shows or whatnot that you've watched on television in the city. But the thing that catches your eye is the large, overly decorated building directly in front of you as you crest up. And you look around on the streets for these supposed guards that are hunting for the murderous children. And you notice that amongst all the passerbys, there are strange looks being thrown, specifically towards Evalia, Rickett, Faye, and Bill. As you notice that everyone that has walked by is not human. They are all very monstrous looking. Trolls, orcs, goblins, anything that doesn't even resemble humans. And they are giving nasty looks.
What time of day is it?
It is... What time? Oh god. What time of day? It is the early evening. Much like in the city.
As they come up, as Esther crests the top of it, Vartosh is in process and has just pulled up a new pair of pants and is putting on a new coat, pristine, absolutely the cleanest thing in the world. And there's just a pile of of his disgusting, nasty clothes on the ground next to him.
Just right in the middle of the street.
Yep.
Bill assumes that's why people are looking at us awkwardly, is that this lizard man is undressing and redressing.
It is a good assumption.
And then as the last of them pop up, Vartosh turns toward the clothes, spits a wad of acid at it, and it just starts to dissolve.
Oh, that's weird.
No, it's not that weird. He's like real persnickety like that.
You just see Faye, like, standing eyes wide, looking around her, watching clothes burn. Like, just in complete shock.
Because you haven't seen fire before?
It was acid.
Were you asking me, or just... okay.
No,
because Faye hasn't seen monsters walking through what she thought was her home, but this is not her home.
Is it like an early Halloween thing?
What's Halloween?
You seem like a sheltered child.
Oh no. I mean, sheltered is not what I would describe me as, but I mean, if not knowing what Halloween is.
Have you seen cartoons? Eaten ice cream? Been to a baseball game?
Oh, what? Base.
I've heard of ice cream. My father wouldn't let me have any. He said it would do things to my mind.
That sounds about right.
I've heard of ice cream, but I'm too poor to have ever had that. I have like 7 brothers and sisters.
I'm an only child.
Have you had it, Vartash?
Ice cream is too sweet for my tastes.
So, why are all these people dressed like this?
They're the upper echelon. They should be dressed nicely. What do you mean?
Yuvalia, who's still covered in green paint, like, looks around and looks back at him, and she's got like a mark where Yabo has wiped off part of her paint on her face.
Nobody's dressed like anything.
When you say upper Etch-a-Sketch, are you meaning the mob?
What are you... No, this is high society.
I don't see pitchforks or torches.
And when you say high society, do you mean drugs?
I mean, probably in some places, but no? Look, let's go to my estate. My mother will sort this all out, and you can go wherever you come from.
Yeah, I feel like we're speaking 2 different languages here.
Alright.
I have suspicions that these 3 are not being truthful with us. They're not from Harrowville, and I suspect from someplace very different with my natural 20 that I rolled.
Yes, go on.
I believe that much is obvious. They're obviously not from here. You know, as much as it might not be a great idea, that librarian we met might know something.
Do you mean going back in there?
I mean...
I helped kill a guy there. I don't think that's a good idea.
Then stay outside.
No. No way.
Where is this library that you're speaking of?
Vartosh just kind of gestures to the giant garish building. The Braithwaite Library, pride of the city, owned in part by my family.
Oh god, here we go again.
We built an entire wing, you know.
So cool.
Whatever can help us figure out what exactly is going on, I'm on board for.
We might have to sneak in.
We seem like a group that's really good at that.
So yeah, Faye is quietly taking things in, and some of it feels familiar, but not all at the same time. And so she hears the discussion about the library. I can go into the library. I don't see why that would be a problem. If y'all aren't safe here.
If the children will recall, humans weren't granted access to the library without, like, special permissions. But you guys just kind of broke in.
Yeah.
Well, with all due disrespect, you're not allowed in there on your own.
Didn't you say your family, like, built it? Shouldn't you be able to get us in pretty easy? I mean, if you're all high and mighty?
Normally, but because of the people that I'm associated with now, I don't know if I'll be able to get back in safely. I think there might be a price on my head, but I could potentially sneak in. I'm pretty good at that.
You said humans aren't allowed?
No, they aren't.
She gestures towards Esther.
She could probably get in just fine.
Esther walks to the library.
The door is not locked, if you would like to go inside.
Esther Okay.
I can sneak in behind and kind of accompany from the shadows.
Esther's walking towards the library and says, I mean, I'll go. I don't know why I'm going, but I'm tired of standing, so...
Well, then it's settled.
While they walk away, Yuvalia turns to Bill and says,
So tell me more about baseball.
And then Bill begins to describe baseball very animatedly as the camera, like, pans out. And you just see Esther and Vartash walking towards the library.
Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 2 of the Sins of the Father and Misconceptions crossover event. I've got a couple of announcements, so hold on just a little longer. We've got some new patrons to announce, Mike Sterling and Jesse Harder. Thank you both for your support and welcome to our crazy show. With the help of all of y'all, we've crossed the $400 threshold, which lets us pay our players and editors for all their hard work and puts us on the track to $500, where we can launch our merch store and give our editors a pay bump. Thank you everyone for your continued support. We also have pre-orders available for your very own poster of the promotional art for this crossover event done by the very talented Arthur Tien. The prints will only cost $20 and pre-orders are running now through the end of March. For more info, check out the links in the description. I won't keep you any longer, let's dive into this special episode.
Alright, I can't go through the front door. I'll go in the way I did before. So I'm gonna go find the broken window that I went through before.
It is still broken.
Perfect.
Just right inside.
Hop in.
And Esther, you walk through the front door to the very large... I don't remember exactly how I described it. It's very Harry Potter-esque in that there are moving staircases and books, and this place is full of all things magical. And the air itself is very dense with magic to those that are arcane inclined. Like, you all overhear Vartosh say that he's just gonna break in the same way he did before. and just wander off to one side of the building.
And then Bill says, and that's baseball.
How are we getting in?
I figured we'd wait for them to figure out whatever it is we're figuring out.
I did see the lizard man just jump in a window over there.
I'm kind of hungry. Do you guys want to get something to eat?
Yeah, let's get some ice cream.
I don't know if I have enough money.
Yeah, as Ivalia says that and pulls out a, coin purse with actual, copper and silver coins in it, saying, I don't have enough money.
Bill pulls out his, Visa card and he's like, well, shouldn't this work?
What is that?
It's a credit card.
Pluck it from his hand and bite it.
It is hard and plastic that is now slightly bent.
I don't think they'll take that.
Bill, takes the card back, wipes the saliva off of it, slides it back into his wallet. Well, then I guess we should follow your lizard friend?
Oh. I thought I was gonna get ice cream.
As much as I would like ice cream too, we have a mystery to solve that involves these very strange adults.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though that we're just pairing up, teaming up with adults, you know? And that's kind of... We didn't even know where you guys came from, right?
We told you we came from the city. What do you...
Not this city, obviously.
We came from the city. I don't... Why is it so hard for you to understand?
Usually cities have names. What's the name?
The city.
Excuse me. And Faye grabs Bill's arm and pulls him back a bit away from the children. Bill, I think somehow the well put us in another world.
Yeah, I was getting there. My intelligence is average. So.
Oh my gosh.
Average at best.
But these kids seem like they need help, and it's kind of what we do.
Yeah, we can. I'm sure we can help him out.
While they're having this conversation, Yuvalia turns to Rickett.
These guys are weird, but I think they need our help.
Yes, that does seem like the right thing to do and help these adults that seem lost.
Yeah, for sure. You would think adults would have their stuff together a little bit better.
This is turning my understanding of the world upside down.
As is 2020 for all of us.
Faye and I assume Bill walk back over. And Faye says, Rickett, I'm sorry. I did not mean to lie to you earlier. I think we're from another place. And I don't know how we got here. But I did genuinely think that you were just talking about an imaginary city in your brain. Since you're a child. And Faye is keeps rambling on as Rickett just stares at her.
I am a child, but my father paid for the brightest tutors to raise me. And while yes, I do like to escape into the occasional fictional novel. What were you saying?
I think we're from somewhere else, and I don't know where I am right now.
Rickett throws his spellbook onto the ground, opens it up to his journaling pages, and crouches down and pulls out a ink well and a quill and dips it in. But what's the last thing you remember?
Faye pulls out a pen from her bag and hands it to him.
What is this? A wand?
click the top.
He
Of course
clicks
it's
it.
a clicker pin.
Oh, this is a secret dagger. Vartesh would love this.
No. Please don't stab anybody with it.
I would never, but Vartesh would.
Okay, well that's okay. He's scary. Use it like you were going to use the quill.
Wrong side down. He starts trying to write.
No. The dagger side. Write with the dagger side.
He starts writing with the dagger side. Fascinating. So, what were you saying?
I don't remember.
What was the last thing you remember?
Me and Bill here.
He holds up a finger. Technically, it would be Bill and I.
Faye takes a deep breath. You are correct, young child. Bill and I, and she looks at Bill with, like, the look of adults that are about to kill a child. And then turns back. Bill and I think that we came from maybe another world, and we don't know where we are.
Ricket's eyes get big. I've read of this. In one of my novels, Stranded in Another Plane. Oh, this is fascinating. If you are from another plane... Oh, this is fascinating. I start feverishly writing in my spell book. The way I'm writing may be familiar to Faye with her clue boards. Like, writing down things like drawing lines to and from. But this is fascinating. We should break into the library and to find more information on this subject.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, okay. Breaking into a library. Breaking into libraries is just what we do now all the time. Multiple libraries,
I mean,
multiple worlds.
we're used to breaking into places, though. It's nothing new.
I know. Just there's a dragon, so.
It is nice to not get hunted down as soon as we pop our faces into public. So
That's fair.
there's that.
What are they talking about?
Oh, don't worry. Let's just go to the library.
Oh, okay.
Just adult stuff.
And you guys start making your way over to the broken window, and as you're all climbing through, the camera stays outside for a second, and you see like one of the little news crier boys. It's a small goblin, ringing his bell, walking down the street. Local father slain at the library. Murderous teens on the run! Ding, 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 ding.
No!
And then we go to inside the library as all of you climb through the window.
All we were doing was looking for our own fathers. And in the midst, we killed another father.
Oh, gosh.
Dang. That's deep.
Yeah, you guys are kind of murderous.
I did not deal the killing blow. But I did.
You
I
dealt
assisted.
the first blow.
I did, but that was where I was going. I just happened to be a little more initiative-y.
Oh wow, you guys sneak inside to this big, lavish, magically inclined library. Floating tomes and moving staircases and the lot. And you can see that there is a hallway that is cordoned off. With a sign for Center for the Thaumaturgical Arts sign next to the hallway. And under it, records room. And there are numerous guards about the place, in questioning and investigating the premise, looking for the culprits still.
Vartosh sees Esther walk through the doors and kind of gestures to her, and then points up to that hallway, and then slinks back and kind of tries to hide as best he can amongst whatever he can.
Yeah.
He's pointing to the records hallway.
Yes. The one that is sectioned off.
Do I need to roll stealth?
Yes. if you wish to be sneaky, yes.
Absolutely. I got a 14.
What's everyone else doing?
Esther's gonna waltz over to the hallway.
Are we close to Vartash when we enter?
You came through the same window that he climbed through, and you see him like starting to slink off, and Esther just walk over to a certain hallway while Vartosh is sticking to shadows and being sneaky.
Going off that, I'm going to go ahead and try to sneak as well. And... oh my gosh. I rolled an 8.
Oh.
Plus 4, though. Plus 4, because, yeah, so it's a 12.
Is anyone else being sneaky?
Ricket will be sneaky. Ricket will not be sneaky. I rolled a 9.
Oh, no.
Ricket attempts to sneak and faints.
Okay, Faye's gonna try. I rolled a not natural 20, but a 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Hey. 21.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Just like, Yevalia's like so sneaky, but she's got this like horrible face paint on that's all messed up and jacked up, and she's got her hood up, and she's like, do 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 do.
As you all are sneaking your way up there, Ricket, being the last one in the group, you know, he had to muster up the bravery for it. He crouches low, clutching his spellbook, and starts going forward, but doesn't anticipate the weight of his spellbook, and just boom, face plants. And then gets back up and starts sneaking with the rest of the group. And as you all reconvene, are you stopping like at the entrance to the hallway, or are you going to move into it?
So the hallway is like restricted? Like it's a restricted
Yeah, it's
section?
got it's usually open, but it's like cordoned off with ropes and things. And as you like walk up and look, you can see that there's a blood stain on the floor in the hallway.
Are the ropes something I can like step over?
Yeah, you could just easily go under or fly just right over them.
I'm gonna go over the ropes.
Vartosh ducks under the rope. We need to go to the records room.
Yeah, Yavalia is gonna duck under as well, and when she gets to the blood spot, she's gonna stop and freeze and stare at it for a minute.
Yeah, look at that. Look what you did. Live with it.
Is Vartosh in range for me to hit him with my wing?
Sure.
I'm going to backhand him with my wing.
Vartosh was kind of distracted, so he didn't see it coming. It's just a wing just whack hits him.
Don't listen to him. He's clearly a jerk. Come on, let's find the records room, and she's gonna like push Yuvalia with her wing. Not forcefully, just like
Yeah, okay.
She looks kind of dazed, but she follows.
As you guys start to make your way towards the records room, it seems to not be very far away, but unbeknownst to the city crew, there are magics at work as you begin walking towards it, and you can tell you're making distance, but the room itself seems to stay at the same distance away from you as you're walking, and the hallway just seems to stretch and increase in length before about 30 seconds later you finally reach the door itself.
what is this, a fun house?
It's just how it is. I don't know.
Fun? House? Think it's a library.
It's fun for me.
I know. Esther shakes her head.
And you reach for the door to the records room, and it just unlocks, and you open it, and inside is, to the children, the familiar face of a very large furbolg, which he's got very bovine-esque features on his face, very disheveled hair and large rimmed glasses, is going through papers and stuff around the entire room as you watch these very small, white, see-through, almost sprites or ghosts are moving back and forth throughout the room, grabbing papers and moving them from one shelf to another, and just transporting books and documents throughout the room.
What are we gonna ask him?
Well, if these three are from another plane, I suppose we should start there?
Okay.
You walk up to the librarian, and you get his attention as he turns around. Well, hey there. Welcome back. I heard about the little spat you had in the hallway over there, and it's I'm not sure what to think about all of you right now. Not gonna lie. You kinda just killed that guy.
Yeah.
Valia looks at the ground.
It wasn't us, it was our other idiot.
Oh, well, that's fine and dandy, but, why did you come back? 'Cause, aren't you, wanted by the law or something now?
Are you gonna turn us in?
Well, I mean, I didn't say that per se, but, it's not exactly safe to return to the crime, if you know what I mean.
Librarian ain't no snitch.
We were very careful. Our new companions here seem to have a problem, and, well, you were the person we could think of who might have answers. Ugh, I slipped into Bill's accent for a minute there.
You have a lot of
It's
accents
infectious.
floating around. Yes, Mr. Librarian. I have cause to believe that these three are from a different plane, and somehow they slipped into ours.
They don't look too foreign to me. Plain old planner travel isn't that big of a deal. It's kind of, something we do quite often here at the library.
Oh?
Yeah, you got the plane of fire, the plane of chaos, pandemonium, the Shadowfell. There's all kinds of worlds out there.
Rickett looks to Faye. Do you know which plane you came from?
The city.
Oh, you said the city? All right, give me. Let's see. Now, there's not an actual name for the city. It's just actually called the city.
The city, yes.
Yeah.
Why don't you describe it for me a little bit? I might be able to get a better handle on what you're talking about.
Do I have my phone?
I mean, Bill has his wallet, so sure.
Okay, so Faye pulls out her phone and just pulls up a picture of the park.
Do you have cell service?
But not like Google, like a picture that Faye took
Oh, okay.
on the phone. I was trying to think of something that Faye would have taken, and Faye would have taken a picture of the park because
That's fair.
But is this like a fancy park, or is this just a park?
no,
It's like Central Park, right?
Yes, thank you. Those are the words that I was looking for. Very foresty. Think New York City. And Faye shows the librarian the picture. This is a park in the city.
Yeah, that doesn't really help me a lot.
It looks like a forest.
Yeah, it kind of does. Do you have any, like, other pictures, like some people you might know? I don't know. You know, what do the buildings look like? Is everything on fire, covered in ice? You know, I'm just trying to figure out which plane we're talking about.
Is that a forest in a small box? How'd you do that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how comfortable are y'all with the phone right now?
Yeah, Ricket's fascinated by it.
I was gonna say Bartosz is gonna try to snag it, but...
Rule number 1 in our plane, you do not touch somebody else's phone.
But what is a phone?
This is, you do not touch this thing. Nobody touches it but yourself.
It's real personal.
Yes.
What else you got on there?
I have... It's unimportant. But she, like, squares her shoulders and goes very teacher style. I need you all 3 to stand over there and to not touch this thing that I have in my hand. Can you repeat that back to me? What are we not going to do?
Esther grabs it out of Faye's hand.
Oh my god.
She's scrolling through the photos trying to find another picture of the city to show the librarian.
Uvalia's gonna look over her shoulder.
The majority of the pictures are like, this plant, Woodard shirtless. This plant, Woodard and Faye. This plant.
Who's that? Is that your boyfriend?
That's my husband.
Oh.
And she, like, blushes.
Wait, these are pictures of her and Woodard in their normal form, so...
Yeah.
Oh, the inception!
Yeah.
Who are these 2 people? And Bartosz just appears over Esther's shoulder.
You really don't believe in personal space, do you?
The box is real small. I gotta get close to look at it.
It's an old picture, if you will, of me and my husband.
Well, that doesn't look like you at all.
No, it does not, apparently. I don't know. What do I look like?
Look the same to me.
Ears coming out of my head.
Is she basically the same, just with pointy ears?
Yes.
Okay.
And you flip through and you find the picture of the city, and the librarian kind of stares at it for a second. And he looks over at you, he's like, so, is this the one where it's like you can't leave because there's like this crazy mist or something around it? And like people have superpowers or something, I think is what they call it.
That sounds about right.
Sounds spot on.
Oh yeah. I know. Yeah. Why didn't you just say that from the beginning? Yeah, I know where you're going. But if you don't mind me asking, why how did you get here exactly?
There was a well.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of brought us here. The world itself brought us here.
Oh, but did you like see anything while you're in the well, like traveling through the different worlds and dimensions, that kind of thing? Did they see anything, David? Anything of particular interest?
Like when they were being pulled into it?
Yes.
They could have.
Is that when we saw? I thought that was when we saw the lights. No.
Well, also all the monsters in burlap sack.
Those were outside the well.
Oh, okay.
What did they see? Some kind of like, David, big, spooky kind of looking guy?
I think they did.
Yeah.
Jackson, do you want to describe like who or what they saw while they were being pulled into this world that suddenly they remember?
Excellent, yeah, and you remember and you describe 2 the librarian, seeing this very large, imposing monster, a giant jaw filled with jagged teeth and one large eye in the middle of its head. And coming off of it were all these small tendrils that at the end of them each had individual eyes. But it didn't seem tangible. He seemed to be incorporeal. And there was a very large, symbol that also showed up as it tried to, what you would assume is attack you before you whoosh through the well.
Was a whooshing well.
It was a whooshing well.
Can't believe you've done this.
At the mention of that, the librarian kind of gestures and mumbles to one of the sprites. And you see it wander off into the back room of the records. And it comes out bearing a very large, dusty, book that's covered in what looks to be two, I don't know if the city people like arcane sigils and stuff. It looks magic. And he starts flipping through it. Yeah, so that's not good that you saw that guy. The big one, the beholder. That's what we call them. Don't know if they're akin to your world. This one in particular, is he looks for the symbol and matches it up in the book. Yeah, that's actually really bad news. That's if the stories are correct, Olbros, and that's a name that's long been lost to time, and very few records actually mention him anymore. And according to the stories, as he begins thumbing through the text and flipping pages, he was originally heralded as the first beholder and creator of all the beholder kin that now roam the lands, or rather the underlands, since most of them are in the Underdark now. He traveled across the land with a voracious hunger for knowledge, and most of that he used in the creation of anti-magic, which is something that now runs in all beholders. It's inherent to their bloodline. But according to legends much older though, he used anti-magic to fight back against the divine gods themselves, and managed to actually gravely wound a number of the deities, who locked themselves away behind the divine gate while they mended their wounds. And that made it so the deities that we once knew are trapped, unable to return in a physical form to the material plane, as we call it. Eventually, though, he was taken down when a group of the lesser-known gods banded together and did a rite of banishment. And they locked him away inside a dimension of their own creation to serve as a prison for the rest of eternity. Just one of the old stories.
So you're saying he escaped from this prison?
I mean, escape, whether he was kind of powerful, almost godlike, so he might have outside influence. You said he was kind of see-through and couldn't really touch you, so he might not actually be out yet. But seeing as how the two worlds are crossed over now, he might be trying to break that connection.
So how are we supposed to, he sounds like he would destroy us.
Yeah, he's not a real good guy.
Any way to make sure he doesn't get out? That you know of?
Well, seeing as how this well sprouted up in your world, it might have something to do with he's trying to get into your world, maybe, and there's some kind of crazy ritual or rite that someone's trying to do, maybe gather up some creatures from both worlds, that kind of stuff, and they're gonna break the tethers that bind him there.
Did those people in the alley look like they were doing a ritual? She's asking Bill and Faye.
David, what did they... Oh,
Nope. I was about to say something that was player knowledge. Go.
I was going to ask what the small creatures look like whenever they were pulling their knives out to kill me, because I feel like I would have got a better look at them.
So what they look like is about 3 foot tall, angry, with almost like tribal markings, poison dart frogs, but like the size of a small child.
That is insane.
Best.
Wearing like burlap sack style hooded like cloaks.
Well, those little things that were popping out of the well seemed like they were trying to do some kind of ritualistic thing. They had these tribal markings on their face, and they were giant frogs. So I don't know. That could be a place to start. Does that sound familiar to any of you? Frogs that are like 3 feet tall?
Would they be part of the populace here?
Grungs themselves, at least in this world, are not the most civilized of things. They worship many of the old gods, which they, capture people and do sacrifices, that kind of things, to appease the ancient gods.
Okay. Vartosh would not know.
So, not particularly part of civilization.
Well, I mean, like, it's all, interesting and, kind of scary, but, we're just looking for our dads. We're not trying to, like, save other worlds and stuff like that. Like, it sounds like a grown-up thing, so I think we'll go.
Molly starts walking towards the door.
You know that if this thing destroys our world, probably destroy your world too. And that means you, your dads, your chances of ever eating ice cream or seeing baseball, all those things, right out the window.
You'd walked over to the door to leave, and Ivalia, you hear something outside, some kind of commotion.
Uh-oh.
Do you crack the door open to look?
Yeah.
You kind of wedge the door open, and you see just that view of one eye, and it just dilates as you're, oh no. And the camera cuts to a small little horde of angry frogs, 3 feet tall, brandishing weapons, marching down the hallway.
We got a problem.
What?
The frogs are coming.
What? And Vartosh dashes over and looks out. Yep, they're here.
Well, can't we? What if we shove them through the 3 adults, like through a door or something, to their plane? And couldn't we close it or something? There's a door, right?
The librarian has started, like, putting down arcane sigils and stuff and drawing a big circle on the ground that is beginning to glow. And he's like, well, I mean, it's now or never. Either you have to deal with the horde of angry frogs, or we can go through this portal. Because, sounds like things are kind of bad on their end.
Esther's gonna have her hand bow ready for whatever it is that's about to take place.
And the librarian finishes the circle as the grungs have now gotten up to the door and are banging on it, trying to open the door. And the circle ignites, and unlike any teleportation circles that Rickett, like you've seen in the past, this is a much more potent one that seems to be attempting to pull you in. Much like the city crew now realizes, it feels much like the well itself when it was pulling you in to throw you into this world. And it's slowly getting stronger and stronger as it begins pulling you towards the portal itself.
Are we going to the city? Are we really gonna do this?
It's either that or fight frogs.
I want to stay here.
I'd rather fight a frog than go through a portal to another plane.
Well, I don't think we have much of a choice.
Give me a Constitution save if you don't want to go through.
Oh boy. 11.
Bartosz is going in.
Yeah, I think Yavalia tries to grab onto a bookshelf. She's starting to fill this pool, and she's like, no, I'm not going.
Grab onto the bookshelf, and it's that, like, your feet start to pick up off the ground as you're just holding on, and then you just see the very dramatic finger by finger dink, 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 phew, as you get pulled in.
No, I want to fight the frogs!
Echoing from the portal itself. As, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Bill walks at the well.
Bartosz does the same.
Esther's in.
Faye walks with Esther and Bill fairly close and yells at them. If we don't find Linda going back and forth between these worlds, someone is going to get yelled at. As, like, she steps in.
You're already yelling.
I think
She never stops.
Rickett does not want to go. He wants to stay here. He wants to find his father. And so I think there's like a hesitation that he doesn't want to go in this teleportation circle.
And as the camera kind of zooms out to show the whole room, Rickett is pressed against his back against a bookshelf, clutching his spell book, as the door itself breaks open, and the last thing you see is the grungs grabbing on to Rickett.
Yeah,
and they pull
no!
out ropes and begin to tie him as the screen cuts to black. End of episode.
No way! You're a monster.
Rickett!
You're a monster.
Not Rickett!
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of our Sins of the Father and Misconceptions crossover. Next episode will be released on March 15th over on the Misconceptions page. If you aren't following them, check out the links to all of their content in the description. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Sins of the Pod. Don't forget we have a Discord channel for the Misconceptions Podcast Network, where you can chat about all your favorite shows and anything else nerdy with all of the crew and other friends. If you need to contact us, you can send us an email to misconceptionspod@gmail.com. Sins of the Father is only possible thanks to y'all, so we'd appreciate it if you would spread the word about our show if you enjoy it. If you're feeling especially generous, you can always donate to us through our Patreon page. However you decide to help out, we greatly appreciate you for it. Sins of the Father is an actual play podcast using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition role-playing game by Wizards of the Coast. The Sins of the Father theme was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his work at aaronwharton.net. Sins of the Father is a part of the Misconceptions Podcast Network. That about covers it for now, and as always, keep rolling crits.